Back here at home, Texas Land Commissioner George P. Bush is asking people to come forward and honor an American hero. On Wednesday, the Coastal Bend State Veterans Cemetery will provide a full military burial for unaccompanied U.S. Navy veteran Richard Scott. Mr. Scott will be buried with full military honors. The funeral is happening this Wednesday, October 16th at the Coastal Bend State Veterans Cemetery. Services are open to everyone.